welcome to the finale of this summer hike 2021. It is the final destination in episode 147. Yet again, I've picked up 4 tracks, different tracks with some sort of red connection, I hope. Nonetheless, we're getting at the final destination of the summer hike here, and usually when it comes to final destinations, it's usually the goal you have thought of when you started this one out. So let's actually start where the beginning begins, with Karma Flow, the rock opera video game, and the track main theme. The main theme from the game Karma Flow, the rock opera video game, and the soundtrack here was composed by the Dutch Ivo van Dijk. And there's a lot of other people mostly doing the vocal tracks within this game, but there are also this huge Dutch orchestra also making all these sounds in the tracks. But yeah, as I said before, when it comes to these hikes, you usually have a goal already set when you're starting out. And within the Karma Flow, we kind of have that idea from each chapter. There are, if I remember correctly now, there are 5 chapters within this game, and each chapter is separate from the other one. So we're going on a multi-hike here within this game. And you're not always present in what is the main goal at first, and that is something that may happen when you're going out on a hike as well. Maybe you don't even have a goal in the beginning. That's something you get as you progress along with the hike, because the experience is more of important to you in ways that are more spontaneous, so to speak. But looking at Karma Flow, we have these main stories or chapters, so to speak, and each and every chapter is separate from each other, except for the last one, which kinda is the red thread connecting everything. And since all the tracks that has unique vocals and everything that are made by big artists, so to speak, I wanted to take the main theme because it's always interesting when you're starting out this journey, when you're aiming towards this final destination that you have. Maybe you do not have one, or maybe you do have one. But there are many different variations on what type of hikes, and I think we've gone through most of them during these 3 and now 4 episodes. So I want to talk more about the different variations of final destinations with each and every kind of track that I present today. So there is going to be a couple of different kind of takes. I'm just throwing some rope out, see what sticks and who grabs on. So if you agree with any of these, or if you have any other reasons why you should go on a summer hike, then feel free to present them as well. And most likely, if you are able to present it with a track from video game, then feel free to do so. But the second track we're going out with today is from the big and majestic game God of War, the latest one in the series. Well, depending on if Ragnarok has released when you're listening to this episode, it's not the latest, but it's kind of the one where we get to the Nordic mythology here. So God of War, and we're listening to the track The Summit. God of War The Summit. Soundtrack here composed by the American Bear McCreary. And yeah, looking at the game God of War, it's like a giant hike here, where the boy and Kratos, the God of War, is going to a mountain to basically just spread the ashes of their dead mother. Or his wife and his mother, to be more precise. But yeah, so here you're going on a huge freaking adventure. You're going at with a lot of more God of War stuff, kicking butts and taking names, you know? But yeah, in this game you kind of already have the large picture. You already know where you're striving, and there's just stuff happening as you move along. So this is more of the traditional way where we can go on the summer hikes. We have our goal. We wanted to know where we're going beforehand we're going on this epic adventure. And yeah, this is the more traditional one I do believe many take. I think most of the people going on hikes are planning out their way to go. There are some more spontaneous things that may happen or may occur as you move along, just like this game. But in the end, it's just going to be you and your goal. And that is the more common one. And with that said, we have the first kind of finish of or planning of what we have with the summer hike. So let's go into the second one. And with that one, we want to utilize more options, so to speak. So we're going to listen to Nier Automata and the track called Way of the World, and this is the English version. Nier Automata, Weight of the World. This was the English version, and the composers for this game was the Japanese Keiichi Okabe, Keigo Hoashi, and Kuniyuki Takahashi. And it was Keiichi Okabe who was specifically the one who made this song, and the vocals we hear is the American singer-songwriter Jeannick Nicole. She's an American and she's living currently in Japan, Tokyo. So that was interesting to kind of know. Anyway, we're heading back into the summer hike now. So, looking at the second opinion of summer hiking, maybe you can go about and you can go and do whatever you like. You don't really have anything planned. You don't really have a big goal. Maybe in this case, in Nier Automata, is to kind of save the world, you know? Having the weight of the world on top of you. But yeah, you could basically do whatever you'd like in this case. You don't have any specific plans. You can hike in many different kind of ways. Maybe you can just catch a ride with somebody and end up you don't know anywhere, you know? So looking at the second option here, we have more of a free will going on. Anything may come and anything may happen, and you kind of take it wherever you want to go. And I think this is the more simple one. You're kind of making your own way as you move along. If you're not happy with it, you can just cancel it and just head back home. But at the same time, you can and may still have a larger goal here. It all depends on how you get there. Maybe you want to go, hey, I want to go to that mountain, for example. But how you get there, it could be bus, could be by train, could be walking, or anything. And you meet a lot of different people on the way. And the reason why I show specifically this one to talk about this kind of concept is because Nier Automata is basically the same. You know, and you have this like, hey, you need to go over here, but how you do that is up to you yourself. And yeah, it is an open world and I don't like it that much, but Nier Automata is a great game. I haven't fully completed the 3 runs that are recommended. I only played 1.5. I'm soon done with the second round because it's kind of similar to the first one, but from what I know and from what I noticed is the third one is going to be like batshit crazy. You don't know, you didn't expect it. And that is kind of like going on this summer hike. You don't know what to expect and you might get swept off your feet with this one. So that's why I highly recommend going with less plans. Sometimes it actually can be good for you to kind of release you from the bonds that you usually are when just living your daily life in the daily grind, you know? But yeah, that is it for the second one, and we're heading into the third one, and this is the more kind of loosely based, I would say. And the most important about the final destinations within, or by doing these hikes. So we're going to listen to the song on track Escape, Null and Void from the game 20XX. 20XX and the track Escape, Null and Void. And the composer here for 20XX is the American Brandon Ellis, also known as City Fires Online. And yeah, escape. This is what the summer hike is all about. Escaping the daily grind and going out on an adventure that is only for you and maybe people that you bring along. I don't think you're going on a summer hike and you're bringing like 20 people with you. I don't see that happening. It's usually a smaller group, maybe at most 5 people, for example. Maybe there are some exceptions where there are more people, but I think the more regular ones is 5 or lower, or even doing it by yourself. And yeah, escaping, that is what we are doing. I think going out to the wilderness and enjoying Mother Nature to its fullest, it's kind of hard to kind of enjoy video game music. I don't think there's a soundtrack out there today that is like made with like pine cones and sticks and stones. If there are, do tell, because I would love to just hear it. I don't think it will be good, but I would love to hear that. But even though it's kind of relaxing for the body, it's fun for you to kind of explore and go out on these wild goose chases, just to kind of get to know yourself a little bit better, I think. There are a lot of different reasons, and I don't think I can come up with like half of them, even by just sitting here recording this episode. But it was super fun to talk about this summer hike, what we can do, what we're gonna strive for if you're going on one. And if you've been on one, feel free to share your experience. I've shared mine or my thoughts around summer hike, and I will try to make sense of it all every year while I'm doing this, because I'm so used to having like summer episodes of some sort. This is the if I remember correctly, this is the first one I actually tried to have like a red thread in between them. Last time I did it was just like randomness, but it is always fun to do it. It's always fun to talk about the music. It's always fun to talk about different experiences and so on. I think I've been more on the outer shell of stuff this year. I haven't gone too deep within the music, and I haven't gone too deep in my own experience either, but I've tried to get a little bit of everything in here, and I hope you did enjoy that one. This was just quickly made episodes for myself, so we can actually have an episode each and every Monday. It's maybe been a little bit of a random. Maybe I've been talking about the same thing multiple times, but this is totally non-scripted whatsoever. I've just picked songs and just enjoyed talking about summer hiking. So I hope you did enjoy and that you didn't get super frustrated about these episodes. They are smaller, so to speak, but we are getting back on track after this one. So thank you all for hanging out with me and playing along with summer hiking. So, other episodes of Finally Game Music, you'll find those on our homepage, Videospelsklubben.se, Spotify, or in your closest podcast app. Feel free to follow and comment on one of our social medias, either Facebook or Instagram. Just search for Finally Game Music and you'll find it. If you would like to hear your name within one of these episodes, then feel free to request a song for an upcoming episode by commenting on any of our social pages. You'll notice if you are liable to make any suggestion by checking out the latest post we've made, because I'm always editing the time limits and everything where I want the suggestion latest, the deadline, so to speak. You can also support this podcast for future content upgrades, quality upgrades, but most of all, in the future, we're going to support future composers, so think about that when you are becoming a Patreon for this podcast. And our current awesome backers that we have today is Mikael Sjöberg, Andreas Nilsson, Daniel Onemark. Thank you so much for being awesome backers. Links where you can either buy or support the composers behind the music that we heard today will be found in our main post on Videospelsklubben.se. So, the next episode is going to be a fantastic one. I've been trying to get in contact with multiple of composers and such, and I finally got in contact with one that I've been longing to do. So, next week we are going to listen to the interview that I had together with Megan McDuffie. And she made the soundtrack. Well, she's worked on multiple soundtracks and multiple projects with music in overall, and she is doing her own thing as well. But we are going to talk about the music she made for the game River City Girls. And since that episode is already going to be recorded as well, I do not take any comments, or may take any comments on that I can take to her. So hopefully I will answer all the different questions that you may have. It's going to be a usual guest episode. And with that said, thank you all for listening for this week, and please look forward for next week instead, when it's going to be a lot more serious and a good time together with a guest. Have a good one, everybody, and see you all guys next time.